Today I'm going to show you how to make these super easy 3-round little basketball appliques. Now appliques are perfect for sewing onto just about anything. I also love appliques to make into garlands, so you can string them up just in time for March Madness. All you'll need is a little bit of orange yarn for the main basketball and a little bit of black yarn to do the embroidered stitching. I am going to use a 5mm crochet hook, and you'll need a yarn needle, scissors to embroider and weave in your ends. To start our basketball, we're going to start with a magic ring. Chain 1 to close that ring, and chain 1 more. So we've got a magic ring, you've chained 2. We're going to yarn over and work 8 half double crochets into that ring. So there's 1, once you have 8 half double crochets into that ring, we're going to pull that closed, and you want to join to that first stitch right there. The chain 2 that we did initially does not count as a half double crochet. Now you've got your center of your basketball. We're going to chain 2. For round 2, we're going to work a half double crochet right back into that same stitch, and 2 half double crochets into every stitch all the way around. At the end of this row, you should have 16 half double crochet stitches. Alright, I'm back where I started. At this point, I do like to go ahead and count all of my stitches to make sure that I'll have 16, and you'll also know where to join in, because there is sort of a false stitch in here. So I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, because our chain 2 at the beginning of this round does count as a half double crochet stitch. So find that stitch and just put your hook in and slip stitch. Sometimes that first stitch can be a little bit tight. Round 2. For round 3, chain 2. We're going to half double crochet right back into that same stitch that we just chained out of, and that will count as 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. Into the next stitch, we are going to do 1 half double crochet, into the next stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochets, into the next stitch 1 half double crochet, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, all the way around. At the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches in total. When you get back around and you've counted to make sure that you have 24 stitches, just go ahead and put a slip stitch into that first stitch, which is the top of your initial chain 2. Round 3 done. At this point, you can go ahead, yarn over, pull up that loop, cut your yarn, fasten off, and I suggest weaving in your ends just to make it easier to embroider our little basketball stitching. To do the stitching on our little basketball, take a fairly long piece of black yarn, a yarn needle, thread it up, grab your little orange circle right now. What we want to do is start by working stitching up from the bottom up. So you can start anywhere on your little circle that you want. So I'm just going to pick a spot, go in from the bottom, and pull my yarn all the way up. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail so I can weave that in at the end. And I'm just going to pick some easy stitches to follow. You want to make sure that you go into that center at some point and straight up. So I'm going to go out into that first space that I see, pull my yarn. You don't want to go back up into that space because that will just pull this strand out that you've done. So find one that's up just a little bit, and you want to go as even as you can. Sometimes the stitches are not quite as even as you'd like, so it won't be a perfectly straight line. I'm going to come down the center, working back up at the top now. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of playing around with these stitches to see the best way, the best spot to go in and out to create as close to a straight line as you can get. So I'm just going to work back down. And there we are. So that is my first line. Next, we want to work out to the sides. I can go back up into the center and work outwards. You just don't want to come back up in the same spot that you just went down. Alright, I'm going to go back and do the other side. Alright, now we're going to create our side stitching. So this stitching right here. So you want to go in between these two these two ends. So in this little quadrant here, just pick the stitch in the middle, move up to this one, go straight out, and you want to be a little bit loose with this. You're going to pull it up like that, and then just make sure that it's not like this. You want a little bit of a curve there. To get the curve, you want to hold your finger wherever you want that curve to be. Put your needle in anywhere that you can close to. So I'm coming in right on that side. Pull that up, and then you're going to cross over all of those. So that bar and this yarn right here, and go in on the other side, and that will secure it up there. Alright, we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to go up into the stitch up here, come down on this side, like that. Pull it a little bit tight, just snug. Put my finger up where I want it and stick my needle in on this side as close as I can get, and then cross over. And that holds everything in place. You can see the back is somewhat of a mess, so you can weave in your ends. You can make more than one and whip stitch them together, and then you've got a nice front and back. You can even put a little bit of stuffing in there and create more of a rounded effect. Or if you're just sewing these onto something, you can keep it as it is. So I wove in all my ends. I've got my two little crochet basketball appliques just in time for March Madness, but they're super cute, super fast, super easy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Happy crocheting and happy March Madness, everyone. Bye.